Morning everybody. We're going to work on our hips again, get our body enlivened and energized for the day. So let's start off. Find your comfortable standing position and just take a moment to find balance. So connected to the ground through the feet and lifted and lengthened to the sky, crown of the head. And a quick body scan down the body. So starting from the crown, use the middle finger just to highlight where we're focusing on, crown of the head just above the ears there. So lengthen to the sky, that helps to lengthen the back of the neck. Very subtle tuck of the chin without tightening the throat. Scan down, scalp, forehead, eye sockets, jaw, face. Just release any tightness or tension that you may feel in the throat, neck, back of the neck. Just bring your awareness here to the back of the neck. Tend to hold quite often tightness and tension here. And then let the shoulders just be relaxed and heavy. Arms just naturally dangling by the side. Down through rib cage. And just notice a few breaths here. Just allow the ribs just to expand naturally and then soften naturally. So again, not doing anything, not forcing anything. Down to this band here around your trunk, so your belly and your lower back. Soften your belly. Just let the lower back relax. And that's almost like just allowing the tailbone to, imagine you've got a little weight on the tailbone. So I'm not actually physically doing anything with my pelvis, but I'm just allowing that lower back to lengthen, the tailbone to drop down a little bit. And then feel the strength in the lower body, in the hips, and the legs just supporting your upper body. And that connection to the ground with the feet. Maybe rock forwards and backwards a little bit so you feel that weight very subtly shift to the heels and then shift to the ball of the foot without tightening, so the toes can still wiggle a little bit. And find that sweet spot where weight is balanced, a little bit more weight through the heels. That bubbling spring point on the base of the foot is connected to the ground. Grounded, stable, lower body. And then light and energized, uplifted upper body. And just tune into anywhere that you feel you may have any particular tightness or tension or very subtle imbalance or blockage. And just relax and release any tightness or tension that comfortably that you can. And then we'll just take one full breath. So a full breath in through the nose and just let go. Breath out. And shake. So whatever you need, you might need a little bit more of a a vigorous shake, or you might need a gentle shake, but what feels good for your body at this moment. I like to tap the heels into the floor, because then you really feel that vibration through the body. And really paying particular attention to the shoulders, just let the shoulders go. And upper back, and the head a little bit. And we'll do a couple of full breaths in with a nice sigh out. So just releasing, letting go of any negative energy, any stale energy, any negative feelings and emotions. It's really letting go. So breathing in and a really nice clearing, cleansing breath. Full breath in and let's do one more. Full breath in and then just slow it down, and take your time just to come back to balance. If you feel you need to step your feet in a bit, step your feet in. See where you can feel tingling sensation through the body. Blood flow, energy flow. Step your feet out to about shoulder width. Big circle, breathing in and out. Just gentle, soft, light breath through the nose, breathing in breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Slowly, smoothly breathing in and out through the nose. One more, breathing in. Breathing out. Good. Right, let's get those hips mobilized. So wider stance, shoulder width, circling the do big hip circles. So I'll mirror you. We'll go to the right and then we'll circle back round. Come up to the left. Bring the hips forward. So nice and slow, massive big hip circles. Again, not forcing anything. If there's any pain or any tightness that's creating pain or creating any sharpness in the breath or any breath holding unintentionally, then just go a little bit easier, but really get that big range, as big a range of motion as you can in the hips. As we're going back, just keep a neutral or pretty level spine rather than rounding the back. And keeping the legs straight but not locked, you'll get a nice stretch through the hamstrings all the way back down there into the calf. So keep going in one direction, then we'll change direction in a moment. Breathing, just naturally, just in and out through the nose. Slow, deliberate. Big hip circles. Let's do 4 more in this direction. And then let's go other direction, so going left. So if you think about the hip joint, it's a ball and socket, so it's moving in that, rotating in that hip joint, the top of the leg going into the pelvis. You might feel some crunches, some creaks. Let's do another 4 in this direction. That feels good, and then shake the legs out a little bit. And then our belly dancing, so a little bit narrower. So now you're really working on inside of the hips. So it's like if you imagine your tailbone with a little bit of a weight on it, drawing a circle underneath you. So you're doing really small rotation inside the hips. And this I find fascinating because you can feel if it sticks a little bit, particularly in one side or the other. So I find particularly on this one, the right bit sort of like sticks right in there. So small circles. A little bit of bend in the knees on this one, because what is good about this also is really if you tune into how your feet are responding to this movement and how your feet are used in this movement, particularly that bubbling spring point, is where do you feel the rotation, or where do you feel the very subtle weight shift in the feet. The tiny, tiny circles in one direction. And then go in the other direction. And again, we all usually have one side that is easier to rotate into. A few more in the other direction. And the more you practice this, if you just get into this, even this small one daily, you'll suddenly realize that things start to move smoother. And then shake out, and then go wide. So now we're going to bend our knees a little bit more. So imagine you're sitting on a horse, so we're not tilting forwards. And now do that small one in that wide stance. You can really use your feet, really push into the ground. Watch that your knees aren't dropping in here. So keep nice and wide here. So your knees are just gliding over the ankles, and then you can really work those hip circles, tiny hip circles. Feel what's going on in the feet, in the heels, how your legs are responding. I think it was Gillian last week who said it's great, doing this was great, and then going out for a run. So this is a really good warm up to get the hips working, mobilized, activated, enlivened. Let's go the other way around. And again, you might find one way works better than the other way. Couple more. And then walk your feet together. Shake out your legs. Just take a moment just to balance, see how that feels in the hips. And then bring the feet about fist width apart. Just move that so I don't kick my kettlebell. Balance on your left side, so stabilize on the left side of the body. Use this hip to lift the opposite hip, so squeeze this hip and then just swing, just gently swing that right leg. So strong on here, all the way through this left side of the body, and then just let the right leg swing. And again, we're not necessarily doing a balance exercise here. We are obviously doing a balance exercise, but if you're struggling with the balance, then this is where you use a wall or you use a chair or something, because the purpose of this exercise in doing this is just to free this swing leg. If you can balance on this leg because you've done all your balance practice, that's spot on, that's perfect. But we just want to free up this swing leg and strengthen the support side of the body. Remember also when you're doing this, the difference between leaning back, leaning forward, so it's that tall, lifting and lengthening through the spine makes a big difference. So we're not pushing everything down on this hip, we're using our upper body, the lightness and the length of our upper body to help lift us up, which gives us the space then to swing that free leg. And then swap sides, so take a moment just to balance. This hip should feel as if it's been really working now. Stabilize on the right side. Use this hip to actually lift the opposite hip. Balance. Use the wall if you need to use a wall, or a chair if you need to use a chair. Swing. Free up the hip here. And again, you might find that one side is a little bit tighter than the other side. So just loosen it out, just let it go, free that hip. And again, be guided by the breath. We're not out of breath, we're not holding the breath, we should be breathing easy. Couple more on this side. Keep tall and then rest. Come back to balance. Shake out if you need to shake out. Move around, walk around if you need to walk around, just to ease off any tightness or tension that you feel. And then come back to balance, about fist width apart. We'll go back on the left side of the body. So strong, stable from the left side of the body. Use this hip to lift the opposite hip. And then this is a little bit more challenging from a balance point of view, but again, if you need to hold on to something, just swing this leg across the front of the body. So we're just swinging, freeing up this hip. Just swinging across the front. I find whenever I'm starting to lose balance, if I just lift up, it really helps with the balance. So a few more swinging across the front. And then back to the side. Stabilize down the right side, balance. So brain tells body, I need to stabilize first. Use this hip to lift opposite hip. Swing and free up the muscles, the hip socket. Swing that across. A few more as I fall over. See how free, how loose and relaxed you can make this leg, this hip, the knee, the foot. And then back to balance. Have a little walk around. I feel as if I just need to do that a little bit with my feet. So if you feel you need to do a bit of walking on the heels, a bit of walking on the toes, side of the feet, inside of the feet, Just loosen them, just get the ankles working, mobilize the ankles a little bit, and then come back to balance. Our favorite one now. So we swing the hip forward, so I'll do it slow motion again. Out across, I can't do it slow motion. Out across, back and down. Out, down. No, it's across, sorry. Across, out, down. Across, down. This is a really bad demonstration. I'm overthinking it. Don't overthink it. Across. Just swing your leg, swing your hip. It's my favourite one actually. It really opens up the hips. You might hear some nice creaks and crunches in the back again. In the hip, but that's good as long as obviously we don't want any pain. Stop if there's any pain. Couple more. And then shake out. That's a really difficult one to break down, but when we are breaking it down, what you want to focus on, so practice this, and I'll practice it next week before I do it. What you want to focus on is the leg that you're supporting on, creating the momentum. So I'm not creating the momentum with this leg I'm swinging, I'm actually balancing on my left leg here, and I'm rotating. So I'm doing this on that hip, so I'm rotating, rotating and dropping. And then I'm doing the same on this side, rotate, rotate, drop. So it's actually the support leg that's doing the work. And this leg is just coming along for the ride. If you start to do lift, lift, drop, we're not freeing up that leg that we're swinging. So if you work on that support leg, and then you can just land softly. So have another little go at that. And you'll notice on the support leg, it's almost like you're ringing the leg, you're spiraling the leg through the foot, through the knee. So you're rotating that support leg as well. Couple more. And rest there. Just going to open my door because it's very warm in here now after doing that. Just getting the heart rate up a little bit with that. Take a moment to balance. And then we'll do our tiger squat. So now we've got all our hips nice and mobilized. Squat should feel really good. Again, just going to a comfortable depth for you. So you can start off quite low or quite high and then just go down comfortably. So it's a little bit quicker, but it's still easy and flow and smooth and easy breathing in and out through the nose. Your knees are just gliding over the ankles and over the toes. And you can use a little bit of tension here through the fingers, through the arms, and then softness as you come back up. So soft, come up tall, and then tension through the arms, good tension, good stress. So small amount of stress is good for the body, but chronic stress is bad for the body. And it's that fine balance between doing too much and not doing enough. So we're just stressing and creating tension, and then we're softening and relaxing. Tall there, keep going. Again, just going to the depth that you are comfortable with. And we're lowering the pelvis towards the ground. rather than leaning forward. So pelvis is dropping down, lowering your center of gravity towards the ground. Let's do a couple more. And then come back up to standing. Step your feet together. Just let the breath settle. So we're breathing easy through that, but what you'll notice when you stop, heart rate will go up a little bit. You'll feel, I need to take a fuller breath, let that breath out. So just let the body balance and settle. And then we'll do some balance. So we'll step out to the left, balance on that left side of the body, lift right knee, right arm. So I'm creating that shape there, same side, body, square there, arm up, and then step down to the right, lift, tall, step out, slowly balance, tall, step back, tall, lower your center of gravity, straighten that support leg, lower your center of gravity, and then straighten your support leg without locking. Soft landing, feel that really nice soft landing as well. So foot soft, balanced, strong as you stand. Shoulders relaxed, breathing easy. One more. And then step back out. We'll do that one more time. Challenge yourself a little bit now in terms of the depth. So as you're stepping down, see if we can go a little bit lower, again just to your own comfortable depth. So we are going into like a single leg squat, and then you're extending and standing up. So a little bit lower, squat down, then really use that leg to come tall, squat down, a little bit lower, strong balance up, down. So you're getting that nice single leg squat, really good balance practice, control through the breath, control through the body. Really make sure that you come up and stand tall, so you're getting strong through that side of the body. One more each side. And then step back out. Let the breath settle. Bring the feet together. Bring your palms across your lower abdominals, if it's comfortable for you. And when you're ready, just take your time just to close your eyes. Don't overdo it, because we've just been moving around a little bit. So take your time to close your eyes. And then just feel your body just bringing itself back to balance. So I can hear the birds singing, and I've got gentle rain on the roof. I could just stand like this for the rest of the morning, but unfortunately we all have some work to do. So open your eyes when you're ready. Give yourself a little bit of a shake, a little bit of rubbing the hands together, and we will finish there. That's great. So really good session there, working on balance, working on strength of the legs. And any questions, do leave any questions underneath in the comments box on Facebook and YouTube, or on the training portal. And thank you all for joining me. Thank you for your time and attention, and I'll see you next Tuesday for the breathwork. Have a great day. Take care. Bye bye.
Thanks.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah.
So we were going to have a quick chat. Shall we do it on here or?
We can do it on here if you want to do it on here. Let me cut